What's up, my YouTube people? Thanks for coming back to see just what I do today. Just thought I'd start out this video showing you the little chickens. I did get them out of the house. They are outside, as you can tell. They're in an old dog cage that I wasn't using at the moment. I just needed to get them out of the house because they started to stink up the place. I don't understand how people can have chickens inside. That's just weird to me. They really start to stink and attract the flies, which you don't want in the house. As you can see, they are all doing great, except for you can't see the little white ones. They're kind of hidden over there. Now, there is nothing wrong with the little white ones. They are just about a week and a half behind the others. So they're the younger of the bunch. Now, they are outside, as I said. I do cover them with a shade cloth before I leave, just to make sure they don't get hit by too much sun. And they always have water. That one is an automatic water. They go through about one a day, but I also fill up that bucket just to make sure that they don't dehydrate out here in the heat. So they have 2 things of water while they're out here, just to be on the safe side. And then I also, when I think it's going to rain, I cover just the top with plastic just to make sure they don't get wet, because that's the only way that they're going to die or get sick, is if they get wet. As long as they stay dry, they will be fine out here. And I also jimmy rigged the canopy. As you can tell, it's sort of patch Frankenstein, MacGyver, whatever you want to call it, atop to the canopy, because my old one was shredded by the weather last year and I haven't been able to get to Harbor Freight. So that is jimmy rigged together with some Gorilla Tape, 4 tarps from the dollar store, a big piece of plastic, and some bungee cords. It's a little windy here in Colorado, but it's a really gorgeous day. And so far, it's held together. Now, I'd love to throw these little guys in with my other chickens I have, but they aren't quite big enough, and plus, my ducks would really pester them. Hold on, that's my phone. Yeah, I'd love to put them down there with the other chickens and my ducks, but they are a bit too small. I've got one chicken. Hopefully you can still hear me. Its name is Angry Bird. It's Angry Bird for a reason. It tends to be really mean. It's rather on the mean side once in a while. And I know you see the big beam in there and the little doghouse. I'm getting ready to separate the ducks because it's kind of mating season and they get a little on the aggressive side and they can kill a chicken. So they'll be put in there during the day, and then at night when I put the chickens away inside, I let them out at night and they have run of the that doesn't make sense, of the whole place during the night and some of the morning, and then in the morning before I let the chickens out, I put them back in that pen. As long as they have their pond, they're just fine. Until they lose some of the green color on their head. Once they do that, I can usually let them out and they stop trying to make a chuck. Chicken, half duck, mate with your chickens. I call it a chuck, which that would be kind of nasty if they made a chuck. Anyways, back to the task at hand. That's not what this video is about. This video is going to be about how to make a planter out of scrap pallet wood. So, I am going to gather my tools, dig down into the yard, and show you how to make a planter, a raised planter bed, whatever you want to call it, out of scrap pallet wood. So, let me gather my tools and we'll dippity do this. flowers. You can see everybody over there enjoying the nice sunny day, all lounging around. Even the quail is lounging around, enjoying the nice warm sun. That's the male right there. That's the one you always hear crowing. If you can catch that, my mic's not that good. I haven't had time to find a new one. But that I also made out of fence panels. But today's I'm going to make out of scrap pallet pieces. I'm making this one for my aunt's birthday. It's this Thursday. When you guys see this video, it'll be last Thursday, because this one will probably come out Tuesday. I already have one edited and ready to upload for Friday's video, so this one will more than likely be Tuesday's video. So, this is going to be a planter for her birthday. It'll go out on her front porch. So I'm going to get rolling on this. I will show you how I put it together. I may, fast forward some parts and put some music to it. But, so let's dippity do this and get started. The first thing I'm going to do I'm going to do that with this other piece, and then I'm going to do it down below. On the other side, I'll probably put some music to it and speed it up so you don't get bored. And yeah, some of the pieces are going to be a little warped and leave a gap, but that's no big deal because this is going to be lined with plastic and some weed barrier just to help keep the dirt in. And I will probably come back through and cut the end pieces off so I can put on the side. So I'll put some music to it and fast forward it so you don't get bored. I'm going to go cut these end pieces off, and I'll be back to put the sides on. Okay, I got the end pieces here cut as close as possible. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see right here, this one's a little off, but I'll give it a little push. I'll figure it out. It's alright. It'll still work like it's supposed to, because it is supposed to be rustic. So now let's put on the sides. Now a lot of these have missing pieces or are a little warped. It's okay. This is a good project for them. They'll work out. As you can see, it's a little short, but it's okay because we'll just sort of center it and nail it in place, and then also put a screw in it just to make sure it holds with the dirt. Okay, now before I go putting on the other side here, I'm going to show you how I make this a deeper planter. Because I want it to be a deep planter so that way the roots have space to grow and you can put a bunch of flowers in here and not worry about them drying out so much. So this is where this one's going to go. As you can see, it's too long. I'll cut it when I'm done putting this panel on. You see I left a piece right here. So this one can get nailed to right there. And this one goes right here, and we nail to it. And that kind of keeps this one in place, or this one stables this one, if you get what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to nail that one in place, do the same thing to the other side. I'll go cut these ends, we'll flip it, and we'll put on the other side. Just trying to keep this one lined up as flush as possible. It is supposed to be rustic, so if it's not, it's okay. Not going for a perfect look. Left to do before we start the other side is to go cut this piece off so it's somewhat even with this one. When I come back, we'll put this side on and we'll be pretty much done with this project. As you can see, I've got that piece cut to almost the same as this one. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a rustic planter box for some flowers to go out front. So let's flip this over and put the panels on this side, and we're really close to being done. It's pretty much just the same thing as I did on the other side. So, there they are. They're almost finished. I just have to line it with plastic. There's the old one, super rustic looking. Yeah, there are some gaps and it's uneven at the top, but I kind of like that look. It kind of makes it unique and rustic looking, and it will go well with that one, because that one goes at her house too. And it also goes good with the rustic chairs I built. Chair. She's only got one. I've got two. Two I built here. I built a chair for my brother too. But yeah, it's super rustic. And that's what the inside looks like. Yeah, there's a lot of holes, but that's also why I put plastic in it. And then I put either felt or weed barrier, which helps keep in all the dirt, because you can see that gap right there. But once I get the weed barrier in and the plastic at the bottom, the dirt will stay in no problem. And my longer ones, you see, it's got lots of holes too. My long ones, I do put a brace piece in the middle, because that one, as you can see, has a tendency to sag in the middle. It is a lot thinner because it's only one panel wide. I've got other things planted in that one, but I made all my other ones a bit wider. These ones are 2 panels. Again, those ones are made out of fence panels. This one I just built is made out of scrap pallet. So of course they're warped, they've got holes, they'll leave gaps, but it was the rustic look we were going for. I still have to get that one out, cleaned up, and put on the other side of the chicken run. And then I also have those 2 over there. Those ones are 3 panels wide. So there's actually 2 of them right there. Those ones I like to do potatoes in, and then let them winter, which means you just leave them in the planter over the winter. And I put sweet potatoes in those ones last year, and I let them winter. It'll help them be less starchy, more sweet. I do that with my regular potatoes in the garden too. I've got potatoes. I always have potatoes growing in the garden. They're one of the simplest things to grow. Go to the store, buy a bag of potatoes. When you start to see, you know, the growth on them, you know, like the little, what's called eyes growing on your potatoes, just plant them. Just dig a hole or a pot and just plant that whole potato. You'll start to see some green sprouting up out of the dirt, and I like to let mine winter. You don't have to. Wintering just makes them less starchy, in my opinion. I don't know if that's true or not. It's just my opinion. It makes them less starchy. But it's a really simple thing to do, and you can just grow. You don't need special planting potatoes. You can just plant the potatoes that have eyes on them. A lot of people think you can't, but you can. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. If they're starting to grow eyes, put them in the dirt. Grow some more potatoes. Dig them up later. A quick and easy, simple food for later. So those ones, back to what I was talking about, rambling again, have sweet potatoes in them. I'm going to have to take off this panel here, dump all the dirt out, and I have to put plastic at the bottom of those too because they do dry out super quickly. So this way the water will stay in rather than just running straight out. That's what I'm about to do with these ones. I'm going to put some plastic in, put that felt or weed barrier, whatever you want to call it, in both of them, add some dirt, and these are ready to go back over to my aunt's house for her birthday. Now I like to put these, keep it rustic and put these on, as you can see right there, I like to put them on logs. So I have some logs for the long one, the one that was there already at her house. That's one of them. The other one's right there. So I just have to find some logs for this one. If I can't find any, I'll put it on the ground for now. And when I go to the mountains, I will take the chainsaw and I will cut some logs on however tall I would like it. And there's a little pest back there in the garden where she's not supposed to be because she's a brat. That's Nellie Bell. She knows she's not supposed to be in there. She's just being a little booger. So, I'm going to line these with plastic, put the felt back in, and I will put the dirt back in, and I'll come back and show you what the finished product looks like. This is the small one I just built. You can see I have the plastic lined in there. I don't line the whole thing, just maybe half of it. Not that much of it, just to help keep in the water. So if it does get overwatered, it still can drain out, but for the most part, it'll keep the water in so it doesn't dry out so easily. So the only thing left to do is put the plastic in the long one, put the felt in, put the dirt in, and I'll show you the finished product. Check out these cool quail eggs I got today from my quail. Before I wrap up this video, I just thought I'd show you. I got some more ghost eggs. Normally they all look like these, but every once in a while I get what I call is a ghost egg. Completely white. Now, these I'm going to use for dinner tonight. I'm going to put them in a spaghetti carbonara. It calls for eggs, Parmesan cheese, spaghetti noodles, or whatever noodle you want to use, and bacon, lots of bacon. So I'm going to try these and a bunch more because they are laying eggs like mad, which is a good thing. That's the whole point. But I'm going to use those and some more and probably some chicken eggs and spaghetti carbonara tonight. But as the making of this video, I just found out a little bit ago, my cousin and his wife are in the hospital waiting on their new baby girl named Ray. So, congratulations to them. Hope everything goes well with their new baby girl. So, back to what this video was about. Here is the planter I just made. As you can tell, it's got the felt in it, or weed barrier, whatever you want to call it. And it's got the plastic underneath that. It's all stapled in place. I'm going to let her buy whatever soil she wants to put in it. It makes it easier for transporting, because once it has the dirt in it, it's super heavy. The dirt that's in this one, she put in, it was already in there, I just took it out to fix it. So that's the planter, super rustic. Yeah, it has some imperfections and some holes and gaps, but that was the whole point of the whole rustic look, to make the planters match. So this one she already had. This one you just saw me build for her birthday. She could put whatever kind of flowers in it just to brighten up the front of her house. So those are the planters. Really simple project. Just took a couple of tools, a couple of boards, slap it together, and they stay together pretty well because I built all my other ones, like the one you see back there, those two over there, the one behind me. Built all those the same way, except for I used old fence panels on those. This is just out of a pallet. So I am going to go get cleaned up, start dinner, because tonight I'm going to go do a window visit with my granddad because he has Alzheimer's and dementia. He's in a memory care home. So the only thing we can do right now is do window visits, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, he doesn't remember me, but at least I go see him. I don't just leave him there and ditch him. So I'm going to go see my granddad tonight. Again, this was the planter. Built it for her birthday. So happy birthday to her. You'll see this a couple days after her birthday. I built this before her birthday, but that's what I did today. There's Oliver. All the little monsters are out here with me. So don't forget to find the squirrel. I did hide it in this video. So thanks for watching Just What I Do today. Hope you liked watching me build this. Please subscribe. It's free. Ring that notification bell. Leave a comment down below on where you saw the squirrel and how you think I did on the planters. And I'll see you next time. Give me a thumbs up too. I'll see you next time on Just What I Do.